Today we head through a western national park that is absolutely beautiful, absolutely wonderful, and in some ways absolutely dangerous. This is a place that really is what launched the national parks, and a place that came because of the tragedies in the life of the man who decided to found these great parks for us to see. Of course, we're heading to North Dakota to talk about the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. All right, now we're into the major part of the park. The cabin right behind me here was one of Theodore Roosevelt's temporary homes. He had a ranch that's way up in the middle of nowhere. I'm probably not going to hit that one, but we'll go ahead and tour through this cabin and see what this looks like. Theodore Roosevelt first came to North Dakota in September of 1883 to hunt as a break from his New York assemblyman work. Well, he loved the place and actually allegedly shot one of the last remaining wild bison. He fell in love with North Dakota. After heading back to work for another year, he returned to North Dakota the following year after Valentine's Day, when both his wife and his mother had passed away. This is the place that really drew him in, by which he showed up here in North Dakota into the Badlands, invested in a ranch, and really motivated him to go on to the presidencyship and to establish the Forest Service and create the national parks. All right, so we're going to hike the Wind Canyon Trails, one of the ones I looked at and wanted to hike. We're going to go up this little ravine here, and some of the people in the parking lot are saying there might be some bison over here. So I went and grabbed the good camera and even grabbed the zoom lens in case they're a ways out. So maybe we can get some pictures of some buffalo. That'd be cool. Hopefully they're not like 10 feet away up here. Yikes. But anyway, we'll see what we look up here. So way over there on that hill is where we're seeing, looks like a herd of bison mostly, with a few horses scattered in. So this is definitely a job for the zoom lens. So let's see what I can do from right here. Rather than just going out and seeing a few more overviews, because, well, we see cool overviews all the time, I took the 6 miles out into the deeper wilderness through the dirt roads, and we're going to hike out to the Petrified Forest. There's 2 of them, and I don't want to hit both of them because it's already going to be a several mile round trip. I think it's like 3 miles, Gotta figure out how to use this particular gate. Oh, okay. Ooh, it's a lifter. It lifts. I've seen a lifting gate before like that. Usually they open. Cool. We're behind the gate. All right, so it's about a 3 or so mile loop just to head out to the forest, explore a little bit, come back. The ranger said if I'm only going to hit one of them, he says hit the north one because it's a lot nicer, a lot cooler. And ranger tells you on this one, when you get to the forest, get off of the trail and explore. So we're gonna go ahead and do that a little bit. So this is gonna be through some prairies, up a little bit of some plateaus, and then we got about half a mile, a little bit more ruggedness as we get up, and then we're gonna be on plateaus through the prairies till we get to the forest. So we'll see what that looks like. And he does say, keep an eye out for charging bison. So good to know. Maybe I should have brought the little pistola, but I didn't. Oh well. The ranger warned me about possibility of charging bison, but he didn't warn me about something else that very well may have killed me had I not heard a little rattle. Okay, so I have to tread extraordinarily cautious. There is literally a rattlesnake on the side of this trail, and I have lost sight of him. So I do not know exactly where he's at, but he is right on the side of this trail, and I heard his rattle a minute ago. Oh, there he is. Diamondback rattler, look at him. Yikes. Almost stepped on that guy. Well, we've hit the prairie. We came up over the plateau there, and then now we are at the split. Here's the trail junctions. We're going to go the north trail that way. South trail is that way. And the distances here, this is for the whole loop around. So it goes like this to this, up to this, and it'll meet back at this point. I'm just going out to one of them and back. And we're going north. By Jove, I think I found the forest. Well, I think there's a whole lot over here. So I was just talking to some folks at the top of the cliff right over here. I just came down all that. And I said, he said, oh, they're probably over there. It's like, yeah. And I get down to the bottom and I see all this. This is petrified wood right here. Look at that. Very cool. Very nice. There's more over here. There's tons of it. I was expecting it to be a little further away yet, but no, it's right here. Look at that. So as you look at it, you can really kind of see the difference between petrified wood. I remember I found just a petrified pine tree in the deserts of Arizona once. It was just like sand, 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 and it's just mound of petrified wood. It was the coolest thing you ever see. And you could really spot the difference between that and your standard rocks. But yeah, these are just very defined stumps. Very fascinating place. That is one of the coolest petrified tree stumps I have ever seen. It's very, very clearly, you can see how the tree, how big it was, how it stood here over the height, over this giant valley behind me. And this side's actually not even the good side. If you come on over to the other sides here, have a look at it. That was a massive tree. I gotta say, this Petrified Forest, there is another one off in the distance. You probably can't see it over there. I'm not sure I'm gonna try and hike over to that because that's at least another half-mile away, but very clearly massive tree. Not quite the size of a sequoia, but definitely a large tree. And then now that I'm up here, I can see all these other tree stumps. I'll turn the camera around so you can see it. Whole plant's completely full of bees. Walk over and all I hear is buzzing. Like, oh God, I'm gonna die. Flashbacks of the other day when I accidentally stumbled upon a bunch of beehives when I was bushwhacking through the woods. Come out near the road, there's nothing but 5 giant beehives. Oh boy, did I run. This is BS. This park is split into 2 units, a northern and a southern, with a ranch in the middle. This last part of the video is going to cover the northern unit scenes. So here is the Cannonball section of Theodore Roosevelt National Park. We have this eroding wall, and inside of it, all of these harder rock sections are forming within. So a lot along the edge here is mostly just the softer sandstone, easily eroded away by the elements. But then inside of it, minerals will combine together and produce much harder rock. And because of the tensile effects of the water and the moisture, they are forming in spheres. And so they build hard rock that is not easily susceptible to the erosion. And then what happens is, as they erode out of the walls, they fall out like cannonballs. And it looks as though the wall has been marauded by cannonballs. You can see another one over here. And there's another one right behind this rock here as well. You can see a couple of them. So this is one of the features and the highlights of this park, is seeing the cannonball sections. And this is all super soft. I'm not going to, but you can actually just scrape layers of sand off of it. It's super soft, but we're not going to do that. Totally awesome. And then there's a 6-mile round trip trail here. I've actually picked my trails based on the scenery I'll see, so I'm not going to do that buckhorn, but there's going to be some other cool trails we are going to hike. My next and probably last hike of the day, it's forced me to go get some long clothing on because it's colder and windier up here on the top of the plateau. And you can see the nice overlooks there behind me. And we're heading on out to one of the point overlooks, about a mile there and a mile back. And we're going to go through some grasslands, and there is a lot of buffalo dung around here, so I got to keep a sharp eye for buffalo, especially since I cannot see right over that edge there, which is only a few yards. So if I get stampeded by a bunch of bison, goodbye world. But we'll see where it takes me otherwise. Let the stampede begin. They're pretty close. And we have reached Spiretti Point. Wowzers. Way off in the distance by that little tree right about above there. That's where the van's parked. I can see us. The noise you hear is that quaking aspen right there. It kind of sounds like rainfall, hence its name, quaking aspen. A little bit more wildlife. Do you see him? Do you see him? Do you see him now? He's a frog. All right, well, we're heading on back to the van, and I need to jump on out of here for my conference call. So this concludes our couple days through Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Hope you guys have enjoyed the scenery here. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Share these videos far and wide. Hit that notification bell, and we will see you a little bit further down the road.